Plug in and we'll give you more. Matt's on the edge, watch those pixels fall. He cracks the code, solves it all. Dark web secrets, firewalls tall. In the cyber jungle, he's the call. Digital ascent, we're climbing high. Voices in the ether touch the sky. With tech and games and culture bright, come along with us, ignite the night. Sean's got the joystick, he's ruling the zone. Gaming world's his digital crone. From pixels to planets, he's never alone. In the realms we conquer, the seeds are sown. Jordan's gaming flair, he's got the beats. Pixel quests and high score feats. Pop culture vibes with endless repeats. In our podcast, he's on the streets. Digital ascent, we're climbing high. Voices in the ether touch the sky. With tech and games and culture bright, come along with us, ignite the night. Brandon's in play with a pixel blade drawn. Quests and controllers from dusk till dawn. XP stacking, the leaderboard's gone. In gaming's heartbeat, he's the spawn. Digital ascent, we're climbing high. Voices in the ether touch the sky. With tech and games and culture bright, come along with us, ignite the night. Tune in tight to the digital roar. Brent's got tech, he's laying the lore. From circuits and chips to the cyber core. Plug in and we'll give you more. Matt's on the edge, watch those pixels fall. He cracks the code, solves it all. Dark web secrets, firewalls tall. In the cyber jungle, he's the call. Digital ascent, we're climbing high. Voices in the ether touch the sky. With tech and games and culture bright, come along with us, ignite the night. Sean's got the joystick, he's ruling the zone. Gaming world's his digital crone. From pixels to planets, he's never alone. In the realms we conquer, the seeds are sown. Jordan's gaming flair, he's got the beats. Pixel quests and high score feats. Pop culture vibes with endless repeats. In our podcast, he's on the streets. Digital ascent, we're climbing high. Voices in the ether touch the sky.
Marley, you like that song, huh? I see you whatever that emoji is twerking.
I was also going, what is, I mean, I also like it, but WTF mate is kind of what
loaded wombat.
Loaded wombat.
So it's a wombat, that's what it is.
Okay, well, you know. Well, I mean, now we know what it is that we read it.
My old man eyes can't really see those little small emojis all that great. So, you know,
oh shit, man! You know what he doing? Yeah, it's the
you know
good
what
shit.
you know what he do. I mean, I said twerking. I just didn't know what the fuck. Well, I was gonna say a bear. That's what I was gonna say.
You thought a bear? I thought it was maybe a chipmunk of some sort there, but I mean, you know, not quite the right tail. Whatever.
All right. Well, good evening, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Of course, we got a pretty loaded agenda, and so we're going to try to keep it moving fast. Sean should be here very shortly, so we're going to hold him accountable. If he doesn't show up, I'm putting his fucking phone number in chat, and you guys can go ape shit on him.
Text his ass. Tell him not to be a bitch.
So there you go. Dropping language right off the bat. How long have we been live? Fucking, 5 minutes? I already dropped that.
It's not even that bad of verbiage anymore, man. Look, it's no worse. I can't say that. I'm not going to say that.
Yeah,
no, I almost did it.
Slippery slope, sir.
I almost got up.
Sean better show up or he a bitch. Pin it. I mean, you're a mod. Go ahead and pin it.
Yeah. We trust your judgment. If you think it should be pinned, it should be pinned.
There
Done.
I'm pinning it for 20 minutes.
Okay. Got it.
You're on mobile. Okay. All right. Well, okay. I'll give you a pass on that one. All right. So Matt, what have you been playing recently?
All right. So I am cranking through Borderlands 4. Game is pretty good. I'm still playing like too much Balatro. That's not so healthy. But here I go. I think the wife and I are basically done with Stardew Valley. I think that we've done almost everything there is to do at this point. I don't think that we're going to achieve perfection. It's too much. So I think that will stop by every now and then. So the wife and I have cut back to Split Fiction, and we're going to run it back in reverse roles. And, right off the rip, I just want to say that I think that Mio is just a little easier. If you got the two characters, I think that Mio, the pink character, is just slightly easier when you're going through it. I'm playing Mio this time, and like some of the stuff I'm dealing with is just not as bad as I went through last time. If you will. So that's what I got going on. What about you, brother? What you cranking on?
I've got an odd one this time. I've been working on a few. So I rolled credits on Borderlands 4 ages ago, but there's so much other content.
There's a lot there. You're not like done.
Yeah, no, I'm not done at all, but I've not been playing it recently because I've been playing a lot of other stuff. Yeah. Have y'all seen that game Baby Steps yet?
Yeah, I've seen babies. I've seen Baby Steps. I've seen people on Reddit crying as they try to go through certain parts of it.
Isn't that the one where like each person, there you go, Mandy just nailed it. Each one controls a leg.
Oh my gosh. Is that how it works on the back end?
I think so.
Like pain. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So I'll go ahead and list my odd one that's unlike me. I've been playing a lot of NBA 2K26 on PlayStation. Klaus got me into it. He was playing it. And I was messing around on his Xbox, and I was like, you know what? This is actually kind of fun for a change. Like, I don't remember the last time I played outside of football. I don't remember the last time I played a sports game. Like, I don't usually play hockey. I don't play basketball. Like, I'm not athletic in real life, and I'm not athletic in the virtual world either. So,
oh, this one's not so bad.
Get so freaking raged. I don't get that raged.
It got all the way up to an 8 out of 10 on IGN and a 6 out of 10 on Steam. Let's see what Metacritic says. Metacritic
about NBA?
Yeah, NBA. Metacritic loves to tear these games up. So let's see what they say. 4.8. Yeah, there we go.
Wow.
Yeah, well, the review, the normal reviewers who get paid that cash money came in with an 82.
I think I could see it from both points of view. I could see it from a long-term 2K fans point of view, and then for someone like me who's not, I don't think I've ever bought any of these. Actually, outside of when 2K was still doing football, I loved it. No one did it better than 2K.
This person's so bad, and they still gave it a 2. After 25 years of hanging in there, I'm done.
Right. So there you go. That's what I'm talking about. So out of the context of someone that's, because it's essentially like Call of Duty, right? It's getting rehashed every year.
Dude, it's even worse.
It's worse. How do you make new content on something that's based on real life? It's based on a real sport. So I don't know. Like, will I buy 2K27? I don't know. Right.
This guy says you need to go buy Live 19 and get rid of 2K is now the worst basketball experience ever made. It was designed by golfers or hockey players. I don't know.
Oh my God. I've been having a little bit of fun with it. Mandy's not wrong. It is a hard game. And I think that's what's made me come back is like, oh, for a change, here's a game that I'm not like decent right off the rip at. And that's kept me coming back for the most part. So anyways, been enjoying that. Battlefield 6, which we're going to talk about briefly anyways, and we can talk about it now and leave it at that. Battlefield 6 is really good. I'm glad to see they're back. I feel like it draws in a lot of the roots of like Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, which is still highly regarded. Those games are still played. Well, at least they were before Battlefield 6 came out. I don't know what it did to that population, but there were still, prior to this launch, there was tons of Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 servers running, private servers. And all the hosting companies still host them. So anyways, but a great throwback in terms of like the style of gameplay, the class customization, some of the class stuff is locked down, like what you would expect, which I actually like. It's like some of these classes shouldn't be running around with the other weapons. Like, is it technically possible? Sure. But I kind of like the more set classes. So they did a couple of things there. There's playlists where some of them you can't play a class without the class weapon. And then by default, I think you can't unlock some of the badges and like accessories and stuff if you're playing with like an AR with a medic.
Oh, interesting.
An LMG on a support or not, or you know, whatever. So really good. The maps are great. The destruction's great. I will say, like, performance in the beta, I was like, it's not bad for a beta. Performance got really good at launch. Like they actually, I'm not upset at it at all. I run DLSS, I run frame gen because I'm running 4K, but the game runs beautifully. I think I'm 130, 140 most of the time.
Wow. That's not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. It's better than
high
not bad.
graphics. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
it's better than what you see in almost every other AAA game today.
Well, we've been really, I think, rubbed wrong by a lot of Unreal Engine 5 games.
Yep.
And so to see this, which whatever version of Frostbite this thing's running on these days, I think that's what it's still called. The engine's good, man. Now, from a visual perspective, does it? I feel like they did a really great job with Battlefield 5, Battlefield 1. And even the last one, what was it? 2042.
Yeah.
Graphically, those are very pretty games, like very beautiful games. This is, I would say this is the same fidelity wise. Like I don't feel like there's a huge jump there. Maybe character model wise, but because they've always done a really great job with that engine. But in terms of the game itself, I think it deserves the reception it's gotten. I think review wise, it's doing really well. They sold a shit ton of copies. Yeah,
7 million, over 7 million.
I've had a lot of fun with it.
I've definitely thought about it.
There's a BR coming out, I think this week, as well as another game mode where you join up with your squad and you're doing missions, and you have to continue to complete missions. And if you're the slowest in the pack, you get knocked out. That squad gets knocked out. Oh, it's like a point system or something like that. Yeah, so it's like,
that's pretty cool.
It's like a weird version or a weird take on BR. But yeah, there's a BR mode coming out too, which I think they've not had a lot of success in doing at all. I hope it doesn't make or break Battlefield 6 in some way, or I hope it doesn't break it anyways. It would be great if it made it, obviously, but I hope they don't. I hope that's not a waste of their effort all over again. Like it was with, I think it was, what was it called? Firestorm or some shit in the last one. I don't even remember.
Oh, I think you might be right.
I remember trying to queue up into it late in the game's life cycle, and I could never get queued for it because no one was playing it.
Nobody's playing it.
I just wanted to try it, right? I just wanted to check it out. So, and yeah, Marla's right. We did do the play test for Arc Raiders. Yeah. I hate to admit that game is really good because I've got too much shit to play. I don't want to buy another game at the end of this month. That's really my problem. I kind of want to hate it on purpose so I don't have to buy another game. It was really good. It's a great extraction looter shooter. It really is. Gunplay is a little funky, but yeah. I see Sean is kind of here. Maybe.
What you doing, Sean? Why you halfway logged in? Why aren't you on the stream?
We called him out because he doesn't show up on the live. He only shows up on our view.
Yeah, we see him. He doing something. I don't know what it is, but something going on.
Still been playing WoW. I got a lot of games, man. Still been playing WoW. It's really WoW, Battlefield 6, and NBA 2K26, I think, right now.
Yeah.
And that's enough of my time. I mean, honestly.
All right. You want to move next topic? You want to wait
can.
to see if Sean joins? All right, let's do it. Let's do next topic.
It's not that. We already talked about that. Windows 10 into support. Do we want to hit that? Or would we rather talk about first? Would we rather talk about AWS?
Yeah, we're going to run AWS real quick. We got that loaded? Doesn't matter. Whatever.
Doesn't matter.
All right. So for those who live under a rock, AWS has been having some issues today. They have seen a significant outage. I read it was their DynamoDB, which I think I said that correctly. I don't have it in front of me. Which is something to do with their DNS services. I don't know. Brent, do you know any more about it than that? I'm ready to Google it right now.
Yeah, no, here, and I was going to share. Well, it would help if I move this.
I don't know if they've released like. Oh,
Sean's
there he is.
Looking crazy.
There's Sean. Hey, Sean, tell us what you're playing while we figure out what happened to AWS today.
What I'm playing, huh?
Yeah.
Or what have you been playing? Hopefully, you're not playing it right now.
Yeah, you better
No,
not be.
no, I'm not.
I see you got that sick map in the background.
Yeah, you like the map of Middle Earth?
I do. Yeah. All right, what you been
Nice.
playing, baby?
Let's see. I've mostly been playing Space Marine 2 and Hades. Those have kind of been my two.
You're still playing? I've never
go-tos.
finished Space Marine 2. So if you ever just want to like hop on and run the campaign a little bit, I think I have like 2 missions left still. Just throwing it out there.
Oh, shoot. Well, once we're done with Baldur's Gate, we can just roll right into a little bit of Space
right
Marines.
into that. Yeah, assuming we ever get on and finish it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe sometime next year.
Yeah. Right, dog? That game takes forever, but like in a good way. I still don't feel like it overstays its welcome for what it's worth, even at 124 hours.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. I'm also trying to prep for a D&D campaign, believe it or not. So that's kind of been eating up my time.
Dope.
Yeah. So I'm pretty stoked about that one. I haven't played D&D in a while. So
That's awesome,
to be DMing again is going to be nice.
Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Hey, Sean, did you hear that there was an AWS outage today? Did you know about
Brother,
that?
I felt it. I felt that there was a...
Really?
It was so bad. Yeah.
Here's the last statement here. So this was, and yeah, you're absolutely correct, Matt. The DynamoDB or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Global Tables also experienced issues during this time. We identified the trigger of the event as DNS resolution issues for the regional DynamoDB server endpoints, or service endpoints, excuse me. After resolving the DynamoDB DNS issue at 2:24 a.m., services began recovering, but we had subsequent impairment in the internal subsystem of EC2 that is responsible for launching EC2 instances due to its dependency on DynamoDB. As we continue to work through EC2 instance launch and impairments, network load balancer health checks also became impaired, resulting in network connectivity issues in multiple services such as Lambda, DynamoDB, and CloudWatch. We recovered the network load balancer health checks at 9:38 a.m. As part of the recovery effort, we temporarily throttled some operations such as EC2 instance launches.
Temporarily throttled. You don't say.
That's a lot. That's an easy.
Queues. I mean, a whole bunch.
You don't
of stuff.
say.
They had a hell of a time. Can you imagine the poor guys working on this shit all day?
Oh man, I bet they're drinking right now.
They're probably real sad.
Man,
They're
so the
probably
load
real
balancers
sad.
had some issues, huh? That's wild. That's wild. I
Just a little
can't think
bit.
of any other load balancer news recently that might coincide with this at all. Just
A
throwing
tiny
it out
little
there.
bit.
Oh no.
Oh man, that sucks, man. That's it really underpins the risks of having all of your network tied to an Uber Corp. And You know, it really, and it's not just the network, but like the internet tied to this Uber Corp that, you know, oopsies happen. You know, like I'm not poo-pooing directly on AWS here. Like legitimate like accidents happen, right?
It's no different than like if you shack up solely with Microsoft and then all of a sudden their region goes down and all of your
Yeah.
hosted endpoints and you have to like swap regions and like
Yep.
you can set up that stuff to swap, but I mean
It's hard.
for
But all this is
it,
hard.
yes, it's hard, man.
Yeah, and I mean, like, who, like, it sucks. A lot of people felt it. You know, tons of major corporations felt it. You know, um, pain all around. It's just is what it is. Sometimes, you know. Welcome to life in the internet in like 2025. You know.
It's just part and parcel, man.
Yeah.
There's no way you can get around it.
Yep, that's kind of how I feel about it, man. So I don't know. Any other thoughts on this one? Jen? It's gonna be interesting to hear more about like the details behind what actually happened here.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
Like, why was there a mistake in the Dynamo DB? Was there any patching or updating that led to such a thing? And if
Did
so,
anyone click any buttons that they don't want to say they clicked?
yeah, you know, and I've got like lots of questions about was this brought on by emergency patching for the F5 stuff? Like, obviously, I have no information about that, and so like nobody can quote me on that. I'm just curious, right? I just know that, you know, F5 does load balancing and local traffic management. And the product that they have that does that is Big IP. And we're going to talk a lot about that one later. But like Big IP does this stuff that they're discussing here. And, you know, there's some amount of like, was it related? I mean, who knows? Maybe not. Maybe it was. But like, I'm just waiting for data now. I'm just postulating and curious.
Yep.
Or was it just somebody like shift click delete? I mean, that happens too.
Clerical error.
Yeah, totally. Like, man, I've done it before.
Well, here's the
Same.
other big one.
What is
Just
this? Is
6
this the
days
win-
ago, we passed the end
when-
support date for Windows 10.
Oh god. Yeah.
Unless you shell out the cash, it is important to just like get it out there that you can pay $30 and get your extra year of support.
What is 35 per endpoint?
Is it 35? Whatever. I'm
thought
not
it was
doing
35.
it. I thought it was 30. It doesn't matter. I'm not paying it. And you know, but if you just can't get a PC with the TPM module 2.0 version, there you go. Also, if your stuff's in Azure, like you're running VDIs, then you got another year. Though, you know, I would say it's probably time to move on. If you
Yeah,
can.
no kidding.
Yeah.
That's why I
might
pulled this
pull the
article up.
trigger.
This article is actually kind of interesting. They're talking about
Is it free on Game
Q3.
Pass? I don't know if it's free on Game Pass yet. Well, I think that happens next year.
Oh no.
I'm about to alt F4. You better
Dude,
watch
one-
yourself.
Showed them out of the damn episode already. Look,
Dude,
look
you
at
know
look at
they're
these,
going to.
Look at these
Imagine.
sales though on Q3 25. I mean, just like it usually does, right? Into support usually drives a shitload of sales for new equipment.
Yep. Well, I mean, this time especially because you need the darn TPM chip.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Like you can bypass
There's
it.
no getting around it at that point. Like it just says
Oh no, you could get past it. You can hack your way past it. I mean, you shouldn't do it, but you can.
okay, in an enterprise setting, Matt, you're going to hack through every single one. That's what you're going to do.
I mean, if I run a 5-person small business, maybe yeah, I am gonna hack.
I was gonna say,
everyone.
I'm sure there's a business or two out there that's done it.
I guarantee.
I said enterprise. I said enterprise.
Oh,
So I mean, you
man.
gotta look, right? It's actually called out right here. Who upgraded versus who waited? Enterprises and education moving quickly to replace or upgrade machines driven by compliance and
This
security
move
needs.
far more cautious, like
Yeah.
Win 11 is untested or something. I don't know what to say there, guys.
Well, there we go.
Oh, shit,
Economic
man.
pressure and tariff-driven price uncertainty further suppress retail demand. So,
We don't talk about that here.
yeah,
That's
well,
politics.
it's a
That's for the-
thing. It's a thing that
That's
exists.
for
It
the
is- it's a thing that
political
exists.
decent. Listen, guys, that's for the political decent podcast. All right.
That's where you go send all your letters to Matt.
No, I'm not doing it. Maybe one day. I know some people that want to get up and yell with me. So,
All right,
man,
let's see.
it's
Let's-
crazy. I know businesses that are currently swapping the like this week that they are swapping out half their fleet of like assets right now.
That's rough.
Dude, the price that they're getting charged. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I said the wrong words. I meant that they are purchasing the swapping right now, but they can't actually get swapped until mid-February because the demand is that high.
Yep.
That's wild.
Because
Can you
everybody
imagine
waits
that?
till the last minute. And then
Dude.
they bum rush trying to get the machines.
Not me, man. Win 10 been out of my environment for like hot
Well,
minute.
yeah,
we
but a
started
lot
this
of these
journey,
companies are like,
a year and a half ago. Yeah, well, not my place. Like a year and a half ago, I started going, this is going to go EOS. We don't want to get caught. We should just like start working on this right away.
Ours was pretty early too.
Mm-hmm.
And we finished up this summer. We had a summer intern and had him run around and do stuff.
Let me get
like
that
So-
upgraded for
that's
you.
great. That's great
Yep.
intern work right there.
It's
Golly.
fantastic intern work, and they get to say great
Cheap
things
intern
like,
work.
migrated thousands of PCs from Win 10 to Windows 11, and it sounds like they were doing something really engineering and not just pressing next. Whatever.
I gave all the instructions to go do this thing, you know, and yeah. So and it went great. I mean, there was only a few that we had to upgrade. They were going to be upgraded anyways because they were old generation laptops.
Yep. Pew, pew.
And then yeah, the other ones that were like Gen 8 and above for these HP Elite books that we buy, upgrade from 10 to 11. And then now I think this article actually was talking about it somewhere. They're talking about the, new AI accelerated models of laptops.
Oh, the NPUs,
Yeah, I think we're looking at that now. So
the NPUs with the neural processing units.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, what are you gonna do with an NPU? Do you really want that that AI slideshow stuff capturing all of your screens and then being so you can be like, go find me the gold swim trunks I was looking at 6 months ago?
we're kind of full bore, man. We've got like three individuals putting dev time on Copilot agent building
Wow.
internally.
Can you talk about like what are you guys building agents for?
Me.
Sean's building agents.
Yeah.
I almost exclusively work in AI now. I am
you-
hardly touching much anything else.
Do you want to talk about what you're building agents for? Can you talk about it? Is it a market differentiator?
There are certain things, yeah.
I was gonna say I think ours is mainly internal right now. So
Is it internal or external, Sean?
It's both.
How many
Simultaneously.
agents do you have operating within your agent ecosystem?
5?
Do they talk to each other?
No.
Okay.
Only define talking to each other.
I don't know. Do they stand around and grab coffee together?
They stand around the water cooler.
Do they pass information back and forth to each other or not? So does one of them
In a roundabout way, yes.
So,
In a roundabout way, yes.
Does it ingest and then poop out, and then does another one eat the AI poop and then create more AI slop on the back end?
Not
Sorry, it's not
quite
poop, it's
that
slop.
sophisticated, I guess, but if you can call that sophisticated.
Yeah, sure, man. Create little like human.
They're little
centipede.
piggies
They're
mucking
little-
around together, you know what I'm saying?
Is that?
Got the
So they're
little
all
mud
eating
pit.
from the same slop bucket that they're repopulating
Yeah,
with slop.
exactly.
Yeah, that
they're
sounds
just
like some good AI
constantly
use
popping,
case.
yeah.
Does any of it actually save money?
Yes, it does actually. And in the currency of time,
Sure, whatever. Time is literal. I mean, like you don't have to say in
it's
the
the most
currency of
expensive
time.
currency that we have.
Like,
Yeah.
time is actually dollars that you're paying people. So I would say yes, it saves money. That's interesting.
So here's what I'll get into. We are using it for internal processes around administrative tasks.
okay,
So
timesheet review, stuff like that.
timesheet review, ticket review, quality control. We're
Tell me when a
using it-
customer's mad based on their tone of voice.
So interestingly enough, you can put sentiment scores in there, and then when it hits a low enough sentiment, you can have it
Can
Teams
escalate to the
message
next-
a
yeah,
channel.
somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then-
I like that. That's
Yeah.
an actual great look, man. I've seen a lot of people like at this point try to put AI into their business, and I've watched it fail a bunch of times.
So here's the problem. Here's what a lot of people don't understand about it is that they go AI and then they expect Copilot to just know what to do. And it's like, no.
Yeah.
You have to have specific use cases. Like I said, I am so fed up with doing timesheets. I'm going to create a bot that has all the defined parameters. I'm going to feed it an Excel spreadsheet with the time entries, and you're going to go find them.
Yeah. It's like the same problem that like when you run it, like when you run up against an issue, you're like, man, I'm never going to run this again. I'm never going to that website again. I'm going to build a script. It's going to go download the data. And it's the exact same concept. I'm never going to read this fucking timesheet again. And then you go make it read the timesheet. And then you can
And
do
the cool
twice
thing
as
is
much work.
that once it spits out all the errors, I can go reject the stuff and I can go have it write me an email to the individual and say,
even
hey,
better, give it API and let it reject the errors, Sean. I can't
well,
think of anything
so
going wrong.
no. So not every API is built the same, Matt. You should know this.
I was just fucking around, man. Do not give AI your API.
Anyway, so yeah,
Or do but read
definitely
only.
use. Yeah, or
right.
doing read only. Yeah. Good point. Good point.
Moving on to the next one.
We're ready to move to U.S. hack Chinese time infrastructure.
Yep, here's that article
We
here.
got U.S. hack China. Yeah, I like it. All right, so man, you read
US
all the
hack
time
China.
about China hacking the U.S. We're gonna come back to that again in a little bit, but you read all the time about the China hacking the U.S. Well, it looks like the U.S. got caught hacking China this time. So, according to a
Who would've
Chinese statement,
thought?
the attackers. I mean, I have recently. I was like I went to somebody who used to work DoD, and I was like, so, like, I never read about the U.S. hacking China. Do we just like not care, or like, what are we doing here, man? I read all the time.
just
You know,
don't
China
care, huh?
hacked Boeing, China hacks F5. You know, all this stuff, and they were like, you know, they gave me kind of like a waffly. You know, we don't really do forward ops like that, and I was like, I don't know, man. Anyways, well, looks like we got caught hacking the national time protocol for China. So allegedly, the U.S. has had access. You know, going back to 2022, they used it to spy on staff, mobile devices, networks, and systems in that area. They said it was because of a vulnerability in a quote foreign brand smartphone messaging service unidentified in 2022. Man, like see it all the time. With like, I just want to call it out, man. Companies that like NSO that produce the Pegasus spyware stuff, all the time they're blasting through messaging apps to drop payloads and get in. And you know, it's important to just highlight, you know, those vulnerabilities have real world consequences. In this case, somebody gained access to, you know, China's NTP situation. They said that the breach could have, you know, disrupted critical infrastructure, including communication networks, financial systems, power supply, and you know they said that they could have had a lot of impact. So you know, my take on this is that a lot of systems underpin based on time, like a lot of them. You know, all of Active Directory and Azure Active Directory underpins on time. Yeah, dude. If your computer's clock is too different, you can't authenticate. It's that simple. And so, if somebody
One of these things is not like the other. Therefore, you get no access.
yeah, what happens if you start destroying that infrastructure or producing multiple nodes that give out different times? And I mean, it's like I feel like there's I don't know everything that you can do with this, but it feels like there's a lot of opportunity to cause havoc. And you know, it's not necessarily you know, owning the entire U.S. telco infrastructure or something, but you know, it rhymes with it, I guess, a little bit. I'd rather have access to the entire telco infrastructure, but I guess this will do. Honestly, this feels like a pretty strategic move, you know, with something that you could cause damage with. I'm not saying like it's good that it happens, but you know, it's something that does. I don't know. You guys got any thoughts on this one?
Infrastructure is a very fragile thing. Doesn't take much.
Oh, man. Yeah, it is really scary when you start looking at like how fragile like critical infrastructure is, you know? There's a lot of power stations in the US that are just like out in the boonies. There's nothing out there. There's no people. There's no cameras. Like I mean, I'm sure there are cameras now, but probably there's no people. They couldn't stop you from getting in and causing massive destruction with stuff you can buy from a hardware store. Right? Like,
Sure. I mean, look at the
it's crazy.
AT&T stuff that happened on Christmas a while
Oh
back.
my gosh,
I mean,
yeah,
You
man.
know, that was in with cameras and,
Yeah, I worked. So I worked, for those who don't know, I worked, internet or network failover for that event for several clients that were impacted. And what had happened, it was in, what was it, 2020, 2021?
yeah, it was,
Was it?
yep, something like that.
2020?
I
And
think so.
a guy drove a van into a garage in downtown Nashville and detonated it. And, because it's weird to say this, but because of the actions taken by that person, they broadcasted that they were doing it. And because of the brave Nashville police who went door to door, knocking on the doors, waking people up, even as the countdown timer hit 0 to get people out, there were no casualties, which I thought was crazy.
Yeah, surprising. Yeah.
Surprising. It's wild. Considering
Yeah.
that if you go to downtown Nashville, the damage is still there.
Packed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Packed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And-
yeah. Fair enough. It's still
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, it's still there. It's not fixed. And but the impact of that is that 911 service was down throughout Middle Tennessee for 3 days. It was gone.
was
POTS
gone.
phones, and it's because POTS just straight up didn't work. AT&T, I guess, didn't test the backups because the hot site didn't fail over.
Who tests their backups, man?
Only people who want them to work,
Who does
brother.
that?
Only people who want them to work. So, all right, I guess that's all I got to say about this. You guys have any other thoughts on this one? Critical infrastructure is important. We should protect it.
Critical
I mean-
infrastructure is important. We should protect it. And
He died. He's
Yeah,
gone.
Sean's dead. Goodbye.
no, I
He's
He was
I
like,
decided
"That's
to
it."
just stop. I decided to stop.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a good. I don't have much comment outside of the fact that it's funny to see the role swap for a change.
Yeah.
U.S.
Yeah.
hacking China. Not. I feel like we hear every other day China's hacked the U.S. Right, but
Yeah.
but it's a good segue into
Is
the
it
big boy
that-
topic.
Into China hacking the fucking US again. God damn it. Fuck. Man, this is a bad one too.
This is a juicy one. Yeah.
This is a juicy one. So there's this company out there called F5, and F5 does a lot of big network traffic management. Specifically, they have a product called Big IP, which is the shit that got fucking hacked. Sorry, I'm so upset that this happened. And
I couldn't tell, man.
yeah, it's really bad, man. And or at least I think it's really bad. It's got this feeling that it's really awful.
Got a
and
feeling
so
down
the
in his
big
jimmies, it's real bad.
it's really bad, guys. And so if you look at the stuff that the F5 Big IP can do, and I'm just on their community, what is F5 Big IP? It does local traffic management, including full proxy functionality. So that means it can manage traffic going in your internal network and stuff like that, and help get traffic to and from your users to virtual servers or services or whatever you need to do with your traffic there. It does DNS traffic, both internally and externally. So if you have, big DNS stuff going on and you're a huge company, then you might use this product. It does access policy management, which provides federation, SSO, application access, secure web tunneling, virtualized desktops environments, and VPN tunnels. So some of this stuff is important. So so far we're doing. It's proxying traffic, which means it means it stands in the middle between your user and the end, and whatever end service. It does DNS, which controls where your traffic goes. It controls who has access to things and can do VPN tunneling, where it's encrypting your traffic. It provides secure web gateway services, which is more internet policy control for traffic to the internet. It can do application security management and act as a web application firewall, and it can do your normal stateful firewall stuff. So it's a pretty fully fledged piece of networking equipment, and it's important to acknowledge that this is a hardware software combo thing, like one of those hyper converged servers, and it comes bundled in something that I assume you just throw in a rack or whatever. I've never seen one. I assume that they just pop into a rack or something like that. And China China apparently hacked this thing. They announced it like 2 days ago. At this point, maybe it was late. No, it was last week. It was 6 days ago, I think. At this point, they announced that they were breached by China. I am unclear at this point whether it was like formally announced by them or whether it got leaked and they had to make an announcement there. They said that they've known about the hack for 2.5 months and that they didn't say anything because the federal government told them to keep their mouth shut while they went through, a rigorous patching process. So they released a patch, a couple days ago. I want to say it was like the day of or the day after. I think they said it patched like some 44 plus vulnerabilities, and allegedly it patches all the holes that
Allegedly.
yeah. Well, so I mean, here's where things get weird, right? I haven't seen any official public statement from them that says how long China has had access to this thing. In fact, I don't think that they've officially fingered China, but they're partnering with both CrowdStrike and Mandiant on this. And Mandiant has fingered China, saying that it was a group, what is it, UN?
Yeah, it was
1556 or something. It goes by Brickstorm, I want to say.
Yeah, Brickstorm sounds familiar. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It does have an official UNC, but I don't have it in front of me, unfortunately.
Well, I think what's funny to me is this. This kind of highlights a little bit of like vendor diversity or a need for vendor diversity, because they specifically call out. This was CISA calling out like the kill chain and stuff like that, and they were just saying, but like you were saying before, the hyper converged side of this, but it's also like. The F5 is like a stack of stuff. It's it's your firewall, it's your switches, it's your edge gate, whatever else. Like it's everything in one set. So like you buy it all as one package sort of deal. And what they specifically highlight here is that controlling one in this particular case gives you
Means
access to it all.
All of it.
So like let's say you were running a couple of different brands of things in there. Just because you got access to a FortiGate doesn't mean you're getting access to, maybe there's an internal FortiGate that sets on the internal side of the network and you have an external one. I don't know. But at least then there's a little bit of diversity in brands, right? You're not gonna, just because you hack a FortiGate doesn't mean you're gonna hack a Cisco necessarily. So
Yep.
So it's kind of scary, but yeah, they're saying that the kill chain was, or the potential kill chain could allow an attacker to access embedded credentials and API keys stored on or processed by the big IP device, and then move laterally from the compromised F5 appliance into the broader corporate or government network, exfiltrate sensitive data. We know where this is going at this point, right?
Yeah.
By intercepting traffic as it flows through the compromised device. This is just like the conversation we were having earlier, Matt, before we even kicked it off.
Yeah. It's
And
really
then establish
scary.
persistent system access, creating that long-term foothold. This is the kill chain, potential kill chain for F5's customers. That's what they're highlighting, is that like if you use that product or that product stack, that's what can happen to you.
That's what can happen to you right now.
Yeah.
And I just found a couple of articles, one from Bloomberg and one from techzine.eu, which cites the Bloomberg article here, that says that they've been in this, that they're saying that F5 said they've been in the system for 2 years now. And that it looks like they waited a while. It says specifically cybersecurity logs provide forensic data on how hackers infiltrate, and that most rolled them over a year, and that they waited for the year to roll. And then they started taking action. And at that point, they started, giving themselves read access to source code. And so, I mean, what does that say? China's had source code access to this thing that I just said does DNS and traffic management and proxying and VPN tunneling and federation, SSO stuff. And
So
they've had
here's-
source code access for a year. Do you think that they have not been using it? Where have they been using it? Who is currently impacted right now?
Blueprint theft, as they're calling it. I keep seeing it references blueprint theft.
It's dude, it's so much. It gives me it's like, okay, well, if you have that, does that mean that you can find a way through to just read stuff as it rolls over the CPU? like you could with like that Intel hack that everyone got worked up about in like 2019 or sorry,
The longer
2013.
you're in a system, the more, as long as you take relatively innocuous actions, you can probe, you can find, you can sit, you can wait, and then all of a sudden you just pull that trigger, and
Yeah.
then
And then what?
you're hosed.
Yeah, I mean, how many
You're
of these
done.
things are in a situation where they have sufficient system access to that they could reset the device config?
Oh,
How many get
come
where
on
you
now.
just wipe it? No, I'm serious, man. I mean, like, does
No,
it, I
no,
mean,
that's
like,
what I'm saying. Like, like super easy. If you have, dude, okay, so let's put it in perspective. I had a client call in, and they were like, "Hey, I lost complete access to my Microsoft tenant," and we were like, "I'm sorry,
that's unfortunate.
what?" They had been in. They said, "Yeah, it happened like a week ago, but we didn't really think anything of it. It was just kind of acting funky," and we were like, "Okay."
Like,
Sure
what type
enough,
of funky? Like, your MFA no longer worked and you couldn't log in as an admin? Oh my god.
so they had their account as the global admin. They clicked on an email,
Oh well,
and guess what
good,
happened?
nothing because it
They
wasn't a phishing email.
I love your optimism. It's so great. It's just, it's just you must live such a charmed life.
They let me guess. They jacked that token, didn't they?
They jacked the token, and then they said bye bye access, and they literally locked them out of their tenant.
Got them.
Got them.
Initial access policy. Nobody can access it unless you're from my IP. Got him.
Yep. So
Oof.
here's the deal. That was 7 days.
I just feel
Try
like I would investigate
365.
this. Yeah. Yeah. So what if you're there for 365 days just making plans? Hey, it's really important to call out that nobody has seen anything other than read-only stuff right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they've had both CrowdStrike and Mandiant crawl the code. There's been no malicious code pushes. There's been no ransomware or anything like that. Everything here seems focused on stealing the source code and getting yourself to a point where you
What's funny is
bug
that
bounty the device
when
for
you
yourself.
read this article, it's like we have no evidence.
Well,
We have no evidence.
Like, what do you expect? I mean, like, A, how else can you phrase that? And B, how can you really be sure?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a smart play too, though, right? Like, this is different than usual because
This is
I feel
different than
like
usual.
oftentimes because they compare it to
This is like
and-
SolarWinds.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what they compared
Yeah.
to in the article that I read was
This is like
there's
SolarWinds.
there's a difference between supply chain poisoning and then the blueprint theft because
Yeah.
in this case they got in and they probably were kind of on the edge of their seat for a little bit, I'm sure, saying, man, I hope we don't get caught because this is part of the
Yeah.
plan is to sit here
Just chill.
and
Yeah.
gather
Yeah.
intelligence as long as we
Vibe.
can, right? Without being detected. And so really in a lot of ways that's scary. Could you imagine like internally at F5, imagine the internal Trello boards and in the bug tracking list that they have. I
Yeah.
feel like in their minds right now, they're like, fuck, we've got 60,000 issues in the code. We've got to fix all of those.
You have to fix
Right
all
now.
of
because
it.
they know about them all.
Because they know about it. Because
Yeah.
they probably
Like,
have access to
here-
the same fucking Trello boards,
Right, like here-
boards that you do.
Yeah,
Yep.
here's a bug timeline or a bug tracking timeline that was probably meant to be years long of fixes.
And it has to be fixed in 2.5 months.
Dude,
Right, right. Could
They're
you
pulling
imagine?
overnighters, like
Right.
90-hour weeks. They're probably contracting out.
I
They're
imagine that
probably-
they're contracting out the wazoo right
Yeah.
now. And so
Big money.
so okay, let's just pause. So we just talked about, they got all these bugs. They want to fix them all. They got 2.5 months. They're a big company. They got a lot of money. They get a lot of contractors. But they're competing against a nation state that's been doing it for a year. So like
You're in the back foot.
like how much I'm just saying if I was a nation state that had something like this, I would be hunting for all types of things that aren't on their radar. Oh, if we have this type of vulnerability, then what happens if we mash it this way with this other type of vulnerability type of stuff? And man, I'm just left feeling
Well, what
like
about the social engineering part, right? Why couldn't you plan out to have people that would be a contractor?
oh my God. Yes. Yeah.
Like if
I
I'm a
mean,
nation state,
yeah,
dog.
you absolutely could. I know. Don't get me started on the North Korea stuff. Don't get me going. All right. I know it's real. I know people that have dealt with it. Like, it's real. What do you want me to say? It's
They've probably been using all this information. They've probably been feeding an AI model with it the whole time too.
Yeah, the whole
Just
time.
training it.
Hell yeah, they are. That's what I
Yeah.
would do.
So
And I'm little old me sitting over here in Podunk, wherever.
it's just it's crazy, you know. It makes you kind of go, well, like what happens next? You know, there's, you know, allegedly 266,000 of these things that are exposed to the internet because that's their freaking job. And like, what does China know how to knock on the front door of any one of them? Microsoft uses these things. Does that mean that they like are they impacted? If I was Microsoft and I was using this thing, if that's all true, I'd be tripping right now because I'm the obvious target, right? How many times is China hit Microsoft every year? They successfully exploit, you know, another 60,000 emails out of Southeast Asia and, you know, U.S. State Department stuff. Like, you can't tell me that China isn't targeting those systems, assuming both those other things are correct. It's a mess. I found the UNC group, by the way. It's UNC 5291. The China Nexus Threat Group is how it's attributed, also known as Brickstorm. So, what a mess. It's really scary for like what comes next, right? How long until this is like resolved? Does it get resolved? If I'm F5, do I go, man, I should rotate my entire code base, right? Like, I don't know. It's crazy.
I'm glad I'm not calling the shots. That's what I know.
Oh my gosh, man.
This is an interesting little take on it too that I was just reading about. They were talking about just the fact that, you know, it's kind of a visibility gap too in the way that this is done for anybody defending against this sort of thing, because traditional security tools like EDR and whatnot, one, they're not typically running on network appliances. And then the logs sent to any of the SIEM or SIM, those subtle signs of that lateral movement probably are not going to set off any alarms because they're originating from the F5 devices.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it doesn't
You're not
even,
gonna catch
it doesn't even look foreign to anything that you would normally trigger on. So you're just
And that's
not
what I'm
gonna-
saying.
You're not going to pay
Like
attention
you
to
get
it, right?
in and you go, oh, look, they're sending these things to a SIM. Okay, well, what would be like, they're planning out how to just sit there and be undetected. They know how to get around it. They're not going to flag themselves. They're going to try really, really hard not to. Like, there's no way they're not going to sit there and go, that's going to be suspicious traffic. How do we circumvent it? How do we make sure that we're not hitting the map? Yeah, that's, dude, it's 365 days of access just blows my mind.
And
Or longer.
Who knows whether they
longer,
were
yeah.
Or
kind of
longer.
using this as a case study too, of like, we know that F5 uses X, Y, and Z EDR.
It was longer. It says the hack began late 2023. So we're late 2025. They had access for 2 years and they were active for about a year.
Yeah. I mean, but how many holes and how many like workarounds, vulnerabilities, exploits, whatever you want to call them, did they find not only in F5's, obviously they're stacked, they're looking at their source code and stuff like that, but the tools that F5 uses to protect themselves,
Yep.
what did they find out about how those things operate? Like if, you know, I'm throwing CrowdStrike out there, for instance, if F5 uses CrowdStrike, what glaring issues did they find with CrowdStrike in that process that allowed them
they
to sit
can
there for that
repurpose
many
somewhere
years?
else.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
like, it's a massive kind of case study on their part of like, how long
is.
can we sit here undetected? We know F5's using X, Y, and Z tech stack, and we've been
bet you
here
they
for
had,
X
like-
amount of time.
I bet you they had like an internal bet system. Like, oh, how long do you think we could stay? Another 30 days, bro. Yeah. What's the over under?
Wild. Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, if it's cool with you guys, I'd like to move to the like, what should you do about it? So, if you have an F5, because I like to do call to
Well,
actions here.
hold on. Before you do that, they've already said what they're doing.
No, I said, what should you do?
Yeah, but they said that what they're doing is using a bunch of buzzwords to make you feel like they're not
Oh, is that what
compromised.
they're doing?
Yeah.
That's fun.
Just use a bunch of buzzwords, Matt. That's what you should do.
No. They've got some. Okay, look. So they got some real practical advice. First one is that they released some patches. Go ahead and apply those patches, and hopefully you don't become Amazon AWS. Not
What's our
saying
favorite
that's what
phrase, Matt?
happened. Patch. And it's good for a good reason. They have a hardening guide. Specifically, you should go take a look at that. It says it right there. Go check out their hardening guide and best practices.
Best practices.
They got an F5 eye health diagnostic tool that can tell you where you're being stupid, or you haven't. I should rephrase that too. Where you haven't achieved full maturity yet. Sorry, and you can use that to help you on your maturity.
I'm 32 and I still haven't reached full maturity. What are you talking about?
Oh man, they said that you should be logging your data into a theme here, and they've also said that if you reach out to them, and you are a CrowdStrike customer, I don't see it up here for some reason, but if you're a CrowdStrike customer and you have their stuff, you can reach out to them. And they'll give you free CrowdStrike monitoring on your F5 device for a year. As part of this, CrowdStrike now runs on F5 devices. So
here it is here.
Oh, there it is, right there. So, if you have an F5 device and you have CrowdStrike, congratulations. You can get a Falcon EDR subscription, and you can be monitored for a year, just like the credit stuff for when your healthcare data gets stolen. Isn't that cute? Free credit monitoring at the network level. It's fun stuff,
Dude,
man.
The amount of just like inane platitudes in here just really
They make
drive
you
me
mad.
insane.
What are they
Yes.
supposed to say? Yo, dog, shit didn't go so hot for us today, but we gotta do better.
We fucked up, bro.
This is
Fuck.
great
We
right
fucked
here because this looks like AI generated, really. Quite honestly.
No, but they did it though. They rotated it, and they're doing better patch management. No, maybe it's AI generated, but it's also like straight up corpo speak, dog.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
Fucking corpo speak.
We implemented enhancements to our network security architecture.
Whatever.
As well
if I
as
wrote a fucking
additional
dude,
tooling to better monitor, detect,
Look.
and respond to threats, like the threat you responded to after 2 years of them being inside of there. Crazy.
they got it. Okay, eventually they did. All right. Look, I'm just saying
Eventually.
that if I had to write one of these things, that my verbiage would look pretty similar.
Oh
I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
look, we can talk shit about the corpo speak, and I'm always down for that. But the truth of it is that if you're gonna write one of these, you better sound fucking corporal as hell, because the lawyer's gonna come for that ass. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, there are gonna be
Yeah, at
lawsuits
that
coming
level,
off this. Yeah, there are gonna be
yeah,
lawsuits
it's-
coming off of this. You need
Oh,
to make
there
sure.
already are, probably.
Yeah, they already are. Never mind the news stories
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Dude,
people like us fucking circle jerking about it. It's probably the least professional thing I've ever said on here, right there.
yeah. That's
That's it.
That's
probably
that's,
it.
That's
That's
strike
probably
one
it.
for you, sir.
Damn.
Strike one.
I hope I don't get banned.
There's
what if-
nothing worse than that's ever been said on the Twitch platform.
Yeah, no, there
Oh,
you go.
no.
There's the real thing.
Yeah, absolutely not.
I just blew Twitch out of the water
Yeah, really.
They
really
can't hear you
pushing
right
the,
now because AWS. issues.
because they're dead to the AWS.
I can do whatever I want. I can say whatever I want.
Bro.
All right. So
All
what do
right.
we have? Any takeaways outside of patch your shit from this?
Seriously, when corporations release hardening guidelines for their equipment, take them seriously. Right. A lot of the stuff's gonna be basic. Don't expose your management interfaces. Things like that. And make sure when you do expose them, it's only to limited networks. Make sure that you're managing permissions effectively. There's a big difference between 25 people have admin rights and somebody gets popped. Looking at you, Mr. Global Admin in O365 who uses their normal account.
Yeah, got him.
Yeah, I
Preach.
did.
Preach.
Yeah.
So let me ask you something,
Sure.
because this is a, with, let's take like Lighthouse and other things.
You mean like the Azure? You mean like the ability for third-party companies to manage your
Centralized
Azure
management.
Yeah,
of
that's what
tenants.
that's what Lighthouse is for those who don't know. So it allows
Yeah.
third-party companies to manage tenants.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like that gives me the heebie-jeebies, because I've seen that get compromised and I've seen it be a
Sure.
real big problem,
Yeah, man.
right?
I mean, just like any other RMM type software. Look at you automate with your brand new CVE that CISA just warned about.
Yeah.
It looks like that only affected on-prem though, as usual.
It's back. It's back to individually logging in the tenants because that's going to be the most secure method.
That is the way to do it.
I was gonna say too, best practice. I was literally just looking at.
That sucks. That means individual user accounts for each engineer if you're doing it right.
If you're doing
Well-
it right, yeah, that is true.
Nobody does
Well, the
that.
cool thing is have you guys what do you think about CyberQP? Do you know what that is?
I know what it is, but I've never used it.
Never heard of it. It says that
You
it's
should-
a zero trust access management platform, and that is some fucking buzzword corpo shit right there.
So what's interesting is that you have individual accounts, and those accounts get enabled and disabled for certain periods of time, and they only get the access that is required. And after that, the account gets disabled. So you have a bunch of accounts, but they don't no worky after.
I
they
like
get
that
done.
stuff. I like anything that does the privilege identity management type stuff. Like Azure has the
Just in time.
Yeah, Azure has privilege identity management or
PIM,
PIM. That
PIM
allows
is
you to-
very, very good. Although the
Yeah.
recommendation, like I was going to say, is separate accounts that then use PIM.
Yeah, that's
You-
the
you-
way I would recommend it.
you
You have
should
your
not-
admin account. Your
Yeah.
admin account lives as a normal account,
Yep.
and then you elevate it to
Your
where you.
your licensed account, which specifically identifies the situation that Sean mentioned, you should not have a licensed account.
You should
and
not
will be
have a
global
licensed
admin.
account. Yeah, I agree.
If it
with
can
that.
get
Ever.
mail, you are screwed.
Yeah,
Yep.
I agree with that. If
You will
mail,
be
no
fished.
permissions. Yeah.
It's
Yep.
not a matter of if; it's only a matter of when. That's really. What
I
it
have
comes
this
down to.
HR report that I need you to open right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why does my computer moving all slow now? Immediately after that.
Why is my mouse moving without me touching it?
There's a ton of great recommendations. I'll have to share. Maybe we can have a episode on kind of best practice around some Azure stuff, some Intune stuff, some.
I think it'd be
That
good.
would be a
stuff.
Yeah,
great one.
that'd be a great episode. Yeah, I'd be
because
down for it.
I'm going through that right now, working through kind of a best practice hardening guide, and there's a lot of great stuff. I mean, there really is. There's just
Yeah,
a lot of stuff that people know they should be doing, but they're not doing it for one reason or another. They haven't taken the time to do it. I've seen a lot
of
of
it's
like half
people don't
implemented
wanna deb it
Intune
out.
instances.
They don't wanna
it's
touch it.
it's
They
the
don't wanna
ti- it's
screw
the
with it.
time. It's
Yep.
it's
Oh
the
yeah,
time.
the currency we were talking about initially. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Bing, bring it full circle.
Hey, look at that. Look at us.
Look at that.
Thematic.
Organized. That was planned for everyone in the crowd. That was planned. 100%.
Well, we
Yeah,
have anything
100%.
else? I mean, we actually kind of wrapped the F5 topic pretty fast in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I thought this was all going to take a lot longer, but
Yeah, I did
Here we
too.
be.
But I mean, the thing is, it's really straightforward. Honestly, I mean,
It is. Yeah.
as much as it sucks, like it's the same stuff over and over again, which is
I don't know. This one's a little extra bad.
at its core, though, the severity may change, but the core problem is the same. If you have unfettered access to a tenant, you're gonna have, no matter what it is, you're gonna have problems. And if you're, using a singular platform,
Yes.
like this is all going against best practice, right? Like you
I
want to
don't
have vendor
know, man.
diversity. You want to have
I think that you would be hard pressed to find a network engineer that's like, I want my sonic walls at these 30 sites and my FortiGates at those 30 sites and Meraki at all the rest. So I don't think I'll agree with you on the diversity thing. Unfortunately, that's just me. I want me some cattles, not pets, as I put it.
Yeah.
More cattle.
that's fair.
That doesn't. Hey, look. We don't have to agree. Nature of how it is.
That makes sense though. I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
It also depends on. All right, you know what? I'm just gonna stop because I'm getting down the rabbit hole. Getting down the rabbit hole.
Down the rabbit hole. All right.
Hi,
Anything else? Any other thoughts that are not rabbit hole?
Thank you for showing up, people in the crowd.
Yes.
You're the best.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Thanks
and
for
gals.
showing up.
Wouldn't be
Appreciate you
here
guys.
without you.
Sorry for the long break. We had a bunch of folks out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thought we were gonna miss this one too because the AWS stuff, but everything pulled
It's
through. So.
close.
Yeah, I was waiting with bated breath. I was sitting there. I was like, "Well, are we gonna do it? Or are we not gonna do it?"
Alrighty. Well, our next one is scheduled for. Let me make sure this lines up on the event thing on Discord.
I have it on the 3rd.
The 3rd, which is my birthday. So
Happy birthday.
Birthday stream.
yeah, it'll be a birthday stream. I don't know what we'll do. So, what fun
we'll get
topic
something
can we
nice.
talk about for my birthday?
I already
We
I
should
was
do
getting
a
old
we should do a
sucks.
Brent the history of Brent.
Oh my god,
Shit, bro.
we can do that in 5 minutes.
Nah, dog. Nah.
I was born. I became bald. Here I am.
Yeah, I
Done.
came out bald. I stayed bald. Never grew anything except for facial hair. Mandy
Yeah,
said
we
she'll be a
could
guest
get
for that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could get Mandy up on here.
She'll tell the life story of me.
Yeah,
That's funny shit.
the Chronicles of Sir Peden.
I'll spill all the tea. That shit is crazy, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, anyways,
Is
thank
there
you
a
guys and
higher
gals.
than 18 rating that you can put on a stream?
Oh,
Right.
we've got that on.
Oh yeah. All right. Hell yeah.
We're
Oh,
18
and the picks. Yeah, we're gonna need the big boy
picks.
Yeah.
uncensored.
She's banned for that night specifically. She's banned from
Banned.
Twitch. I'm
Instant
banning her
ban.
whole computer. Alrighty. Well, we'll see you guys and gals the next time, and appreciate you guys as always.
Ta ta for now.
Peace.
Later. Bye.
Tune in tight to the digital roar. Brent's got tech, he's laying the lore. From circuits and chips to the cyber core. Plug in and we'll give you more. Matt's on the edge, watch those pixels fall. He cracks the code, solves it all. Dark web secrets, firewalls tall. In the cyber jungle, he's the call. Digital ascent, we're climbing high. Voices in the ether touch the sky. With tech and games and culture.